man, Drake is running out of time to drop Scary Hours 3, the EP that we've been waiting for ever since it's been almost a year now. So today I want to take a look at if Drake is still going to drop this thing in the next 2 weeks, because that's the only time that it will make sense. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So Scary Hours. Scary Hours is the EP that Drake always drops about 6 months before an album drops. He's done that with the first Scary Hours in I think February of 2018, and then 6 months later Scorpion dropped, and he's also done that with Scary Hours 2 in 2021, and then almost 6 months later exactly CLB Certified Lover Boy dropped. And so that was always kind of the premise of this EP. You're getting like a 2 or 3 pack EP before you get the full album half a year later. That was kind of what you got used to with Drake for the first 2 of them, and so we kind of knew that a third one was coming. But here's the deal. He's going on tour. He's going on the It's All a Blur tour together with 21 Savage that they're doing for Her Loss, so the album that they've dropped together in November of last year. I think that the kind of premise or the kind of theme behind this tour is pretty cool, kind of going through all the Drake phases. And when you look at the dates of the tour, you can see that the tour starts on Thursday, June 29th in Memphis, and June 29th is actually a Thursday. And there are only 2 Fridays left until that Thursday, which is this week's Friday, so the 16th and the 23rd the week after, which is already kind of preoccupied by either Travis Scott with Utopia or Lil Uzi with the Pink Tape. So that would not really be a good day to drop. Well, so kind of keep that in mind. We got a Thursday for the tour start, so he wouldn't really drop the 30th, so that Friday, because then it would be unfair to all the people that went to the first show in Memphis. We also got to mention, though, when we're kind of talking about the possibility of Scary Hours 3 dropping, because what we're always saying is like he could drop an EP before the tour, because that would give him more material to then perform on tour. Because, I mean, Her Loss, at the point that they're going on tour, has been out for 8 months, 9 months, so maybe it's not as hype anymore as it once was. I mean, a couple of songs are still going pretty big, but you know, I'm just saying, nobody's really like talking about, I mean, Search and Rescue is doing better than Her Loss right now when it comes to just streamings per day. Well, we're going to be talking about Search and Rescue in a second, but I'm just saying it could give a boost to the tour and give some fresh material to the fans if Drake decided to drop Scary Hours 3 before going on tour. And the crazy thing is, he confirmed that Scary Hours 3 was coming back on June 17th of last year, the day that his last album, his last solo album, Honestly Nevermind, dropped. Because he was on that Sirius XM talk show, and if you're a longtime viewer, you've heard me mention this 1,000 times, but the show called Table for One, and on there he said, quote unquote, "I got another Scary Hours pack coming too in a little bit. Maybe not right now. I need you to just take this in right now. But I have a Scary Hours. I'm gonna slap some head tops off with this Scary Hours pack." So this was right after Honestly Nevermind dropped. So when he says, y'all just gotta take this in, he's talking about Honestly Nevermind. So he was saying like, okay, take this in right now. I know it's a different vibe. I know it's maybe a little bit of a weird vibe for a couple of people, but take this in right now. But I'm still coming through with the Scary Hours at some point. He said, maybe not right now, but in a little bit. And it's been a year now, so that really never came true what he said there. We started making theories about this as soon as he said that, and we thought that he was going to have a solo album out at some point maybe this year, but it's not really happening right now when you look at the tour dates. I mean, the tour is finishing in like, let me just look at it real quick, I think in like September. So she could drop after the tour, but then he would have to do another tour for the new album next year. I don't know, man. I don't know, it would seem like it would make more sense for him to drop Scary Hours before this tour to then perform that then. And what I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago was that he just, or not just, but like 1-2 months ago, dropped the single Search and Rescue, produced by Benny X. Big move for Benny X, big shout out to him, that we've kind of heard as a snippet, but then he dropped it just as a single. Nothing ever came much of it. It was just a standalone single, which was kind of weird. I thought that something was going to be connected to this, but I could see this as the first single for a Scary Hours pack. Just like how God's Plan, I think, dropped before the first Scary Hours pack, and then Diplomatic Immunity was like the second single to it, and he dropped it as a 2-pack. That could be the same way that he's also doing this with Search and Rescue. The song is doing too well for the song, how the quality of it is. The song is not really that good. It sounds like it's AI generated, if I'm being honest, but I could see this definitely carrying some hype into the Scary Hours pack that is coming. Also, what I wanted to add is that there was some hype and some theories going around when last, I think Wednesday or Thursday, Drake put on his Instagram story a clip or like a little picture of a sound, like an audio file that says the Ugly Gram. So there's J Hus, British rapper that you might know. Trouble is there tomorrow, and we can see that it was called Who Told You, S5, V3, and a couple of people were saying, oh, this is definitely gonna be for Scary Hours 3. And they were making theories that Scary Hours 3 was going to be dropping that night. Obviously, it didn't. It just turned out to be a single by J Hus called Who Told You featuring Drake that is actually doing pretty well right now. And it's just a single for him. It's like a very summer vibey song. You can definitely listen to it. I think we're going to hear that a lot over the course of this coming summer, or like the summer we're in right now. But that was not Scary Hours. But it is kind of, I don't know how indicative of anything it is that Drake is now also kind of putting out that single as a feature. Could just be a one-time thing. Obviously, that's likely what it is, but I just wanted to add it here because a couple of people were saying that that was connected to Scary Hours 3 in some way. Now, do I think that he's still going to be dropping Scary Hours 3 before going on tour in just 2.5 weeks? Honestly, at this point, it's getting less and less believable that he is, because at some point we would have gotten some announcement. He should drop the album 1-2 weeks before performing it live, so that people can kind of get used to the music and kind of get the feel for it before performing it live and wanting the crowd to interact and everything like that. So I just don't see this happening right now anymore. If you asked me like 2 months ago, I would have been pretty sure that he was going to be dropping Scary Hours 3 before this tour. Now it just seems less and less believable the closer we get to the tour and the less we know about it. So that's kind of my kind of summary of it, how I think and how my feelings have developed toward this. I know a lot of y'all are very excited for Scary Hours 3, and as I said, ever since he announced it last year after Honestly Nevermind, we were pretty sure that something was going to come that never came. So that's pretty sad that we never got to see the light of day for that. But if it means that he's going to be dropping a high quality album, solo album next year, and then have a Scary Hours 6 months before, so maybe a Scary Hours end of this year and then leading into that 6-month period in like spring, summer of next year, that could be a way that he could be rolling this out. But obviously there are endless possibilities for this. I want to know what y'all think about this though. Do you think that Scary Hours 3 is still going to be on the way, coming soon? Do you think it's going to be dropping in the next 2 weeks? If so, I'll definitely keep y'all updated, so make sure you stay subscribed to always stay up to date with the Drake content and with the Scary Hours 3 updates. Until then, let me know what y'all think about this and all your thoughts and your theories and everything that you got on this. Please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.